Hello, this is your live magazine program, Newsline. I am Jennifer Igwe. True heroes are indeed people who, in spite of the odds, stand strong, forge ahead, and thrive. Deaf communities are classic examples. They are pushing through obstacles and finding strength in their abilities. We must recognize and celebrate their incredible resilience and impact at local, national, and international levels. Today, we will be featuring a deaf couple that is advocating and championing the cause of deaf communities. Their story and the impact they are making are worth sharing. Still on resilience, we are highlighting a local adaptation measure and strategy. On our lineup today is a community in Edo State whose aquatic ecosystem is contributing to the socio-economic development of the state. Stay tuned to learn about what they're doing and other eco-friendly options of the people. And of course, what brands are doing will surely interest you, including other events on our social diary and the World Akara Day. You heard right? Digest the teasers. I'll be right back after Elizabeth Omoruye is done with the news segment. Hello, Lizzie.
Hello, Jennifer, and thanks for joining us on the news segment. President Muhammad Buhari is back in Abuja after a week-long official engagements in New York, United States. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo reports that the president arrived at Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport in the early hours of Sunday. He was received by the Minister of the FCT, Mohammed Musa Bello, Inspector General of Police, Usman Al-Khali Baba, Director General, Department of State Services, Yusuf Magaji Bichi, and other senior government officials. While in New York, President Buhari addressed world leaders at the 76th session of United Nations General Assembly. He also made presentations in various high-level meetings critical to global peace, unity, stability, and sustainable development, as well as met a number of world leaders, diplomats, and heads of several United Nations bodies. Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Femi Adesina, described the President's seventh outing at United Nations General Assembly as a worthwhile undertaking and successful.
Successful at the bilateral level, equally successful. I think it's a trip that has been worth it. From every perspective, every angle we can look at it, it's been worth the while.
How you read his speech? What was appealing to you?
The fact that Nigeria's voice could be heard in international issues, very, very significant. If the whole world is speaking and Nigeria's voice is heard, very significant. From the feedbacks we have received, the world likes it, Nigerians love it, and the president has acquitted himself very well. That is the best stage in the world, and he has played very, very brilliantly there.
So when is the president resuming work fully?
Well, we're back home. There are some protocols that need to be observed. As soon as the protocols are accomplished, work starts.
Now, if Nigerians can rekindle the spirit of brotherliness and remain united irrespective of tribal or religious differences, then a light awaits at the end of the tunnel with hope for the prosperity of the nation. These are the messages at various Thanksgiving services across the states in commemoration of Nigeria's 61st independence anniversary. Momso Damian Dati reports.
From Akure, Olushola Komolafe reports that the well-being of Nigerians was the focus of the service, where the clergy highlighted the need for patriotism and continuous prayer for peace and healing of the nation.
Be mindful of your words and how you speak to people. Work seriously on your character and attitude towards life.
All we need to do is to embrace love and build character so that we can be a better nation. The prophetic destiny for Nigeria is sure.
And in Jos, Rotkang Dimka reports that the independence service was attended by the Plateau State Governor, top government functionaries, religious and traditional rulers who harped on unity, peace, and reconciliation for progress and development.
The scripture we have read is saying, far be it that I sin against God by not praying for those in authority. We have come a long way in our journey to nationhood. By all standards, the journey has not been an easy one, but certainly one filled with hope, expectations, and high prospects.
Momso Damien Ati, NTA News.
The need for people of faith to remain constant and relentless advocates of freedom of worship, respect for human rights, fairness, justice, and the rule of law has been stressed by Vice President Yemi Osinbajo. This was during a night of awards marking the 45 years of the existence of the Christian Association of Nigeria. State House correspondent Jide Onifade reports that Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, Leah Sharibu, and Alhaji Abubakar Abdullahi received recognitions for their exemplary roles in defense of human rights.
In recognition of your invaluable contributions as an ideal Christian in the Nigerian political space and governance.
The setting is truly of sapphire, associated with dignity, loyalty, serenity, faith, wisdom, and purity, befitting great personalities who have been honored here at this Christian Association of Nigeria Award night. Among them is Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, Secretary to Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, former President Olusegun Obasanjo, represented by his son, some serving and past governors, and some present and past National Assembly members.
Fairness, equity, and respect for the rights of others are fundamental to peace and security. We cannot talk about peace, we cannot talk about security without fairness and justice and compliance with the rule of law.
Strongly to remind the church of the need for unity.
The award is of 5 categories: governance, fathers of faith, global ecclesiastical achievers, business and professionals excellence award, and perhaps most touching is the spokesperson for the oppressed and special recognition award. Late May Lafia and Leah Shaibu, who is still under incarceration of Boko Haram, received this award. CAN President Samson Ayokunle urges the award recipients to continue striving vigorously to build a more enduring name and legacy, and also speaks on some challenging issues facing the nation and says something drastic must be done quickly and urgently.
We salute the courage of our security forces and urge them not to rest on their awards until the entire nation is safe.
In Jesus' name.
In Abuja, Jide Onifade, NTA News.
An interdenominational Thanksgiving service to mark Nigeria's 61st independence anniversary has held in Abuja with an assurance that the nation will surmount its current travails and emerge in victory. State House correspondent Jide Onifade once again reports.
What more could the children pray for at this time of our national life than peace, so they could all live in an atmosphere of love and unity in their fatherland? This has been the call at this twin anniversary, the 45th anniversary of Christian Association of Nigeria, and the 61st independence anniversary of Nigeria, where the people raised their voices in prayers for peace.
Thank you for Nigeria. Thank you for our nation.
Thanking God for all he has done and for all he will still do in future is how the General Overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, Pastor Enoch Adeboye, in his message, encourages Nigerians to hope for a better tomorrow.
It is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of God that showeth mercy.
Vice President Yemi Osinbajo says even though there are current security, economic, religious, and ethnic challenges, the collective vision of a united, peaceful, and prosperous Nigeria where righteousness abounds still abides.
Our current trials cannot draw the curtains on our story because the vision is for an appointed time. So our today is not our tomorrow because the vision is for an appointed time.
And believing in our country, Nigeria, that in spite of the setbacks, in spite of the challenges, Nigeria is destined to be a great country on planet Earth.
The Vice President, who led other dignitaries and clergies in the cutting of the Independence Anniversary cake, also congratulated the Christian Association of Nigeria on its 45th anniversary.
Let's shift our attention to electrification and distribution. Members of the House of Representatives Committee on Power have paid a fact-finding visit to the Ariara International Market, Abuja State. This is to verify the claims by traders that they are overbilled by the operators of the power project cited in the market by the federal government, despite incessant power outage. Benson Osadebe reports.
Reliable power supply is critical to promoting ease of doing business to ensure sustainable and improve the economy. To achieve this, President Muhammadu Buhari-led administration constructed the Ariara Market Power Project in 2017 through public-private partnership aimed at boosting national productivity.
The gathering is therefore to assess the impact of the project 4 years on. Members of the business community took turn to explain that the aim of siting the project in the market is almost defeated due to incessant power outage and overbilling.
I thank God you are here today to help us restore hope on this electricity project.
Their light go off a week, 2 weeks, without traders actually knowing what the problem is.
Manager of the project states their challenges.
A surge or spike on the transmission lines. When we have such challenges on the transmission lines, we also expected to run the generator down.
Leader of the delegation, Livinus Markwe, explains that their visit is to address the complaints of underperformance of the power project.
The House Committee got a petition and it's on the strength already that we have come here. So now we have seen the problems that are here. We have interacted with the investors in the power project and we have interacted with the traders. So we go back, take this report to our chairman, Engineer Magaji, and the committee will now deliberate on our report.
The meeting was rounded off with assurance from members of the committee that their challenges will be resolved in no distant time. In Aba, Benson Osadebe, NTA News.
The path to achieving clean and energy efficiency that guarantees environmental sustainability lies in raising the consciousness of Nigerians to the reality of climate change and its impact on livelihoods. Kelvin Elnwaye reports that secondary school students are now being groomed to be the torchbearers of the advocacy.
The world is learning to cope with the challenges that come with climate change. Flooding, drought, pollution, among others, are staring man in the face. But the next generation do not need to face the same fate. The Valerie Agberagba Clean, Renewable and Energy Efficiency Competition for public school students in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, is one of the platforms designed by the Nigerian Institution of Environmental Engineers.
Made a very tremendous effort to ensure that these children or each school is attached a mentor who is either an engineer, an environmentalist, a town planner, or thereabout.
They must grow younger generations to key into whatever policy you have because they are the ones to implement it, they are the ones to enjoy it.
7 schools battled it out with brilliant designs and presentations. Junior Secondary School Caro impressed the judges and came out tops.
I'm seeing future engineers who can design, provide solutions to environmental problems.
Learn about more innovative strategies to build more sustainable cities.
Junior Secondary School Wuse Zone 1 and Junior Secondary School Kashi came second and third, respectively. Their understanding of environmental issues and creative ways of how to solve them was gratifying to the organizers. In Abuja, Kelvin Ewonwaye, NTA News.
In other news, a recently discovered property in the FCT risks being forfeited to the federal government to serve as a deterrent to others who allow their premises to be used for drug dealings. Abdulmalik Hassan reports that this followed the uncovering of a hotel in Abuja by the NDLEA, where drugs are sold and young ladies camped for commercial sex.
The link between drug and sexual-based violence is on the rise. This apartment and suites and the FCT is just one out of the many where such illicit acts are carried out. 3 ladies, a male, and these substances, including rohypnol and paraphernalia for smoking crack cocaine, were recovered from this private property.
There are a lot of miscreants, a lot of crimes that are going on, possibly because of the use, trafficking and peddling of drugs that we found thriving in this place. We had an information about this place for a quite long time, and we mounted a serious surveillance and developed an intelligence product to confirm that there are activities of drugs going on in this environment. Drugs like this are always, related to crimes like sexual violence and gender-based crimes.
A policy has been set by the Anti-Illicit Drug Agency to not only go after drug traffickers, but also their proceeds of crime, and this apartment may just be used to set an example for others. Meanwhile, 5 suspects have been arrested for trafficking substances at the Murtala Muhammad International Airport, Lagos, and some parts of Edo and Kaduna states, with at least 3,255.65 kilograms of illicit substances recovered during raids. Abdulmalik Hassan, NTA News.
And from Benin, Uduak Obong Achibong reports on the role of community leaders in Edo and Ondo states in working with government to checkmate drug trafficking.
Available records from NDLEA in Edo State indicate that between April and July this year, 99 suspects, both males and females, have been arrested, while 5,497.835 kilograms of various kinds of illicit drugs have been seized and destroyed. Although the agency has been tenacious in its fight against drug trafficking, the needed support is described as pertinent, especially from community leaders, since the menace is stressed to communities.
Most of the farms that we go to, these farms belong to the community. And that is why we urge the traditional rulers, who are the custodians of this land, that before they give this land out, they should vet and verify the type of crop that should be planted in such places. That's why we need their support, because if they don't tell us, we will not know. Because some of them, they will tell them that they're using for cocoa, for cassava. At the end of the day, they divert it to use for other reasons.
Having a regular town hall meetings, call the people. Come, this is a government policy. This is what the government is looking at. Government is saying no to this, government is saying no to this. Begin to sensitize them. And because they are closer, they know them. It's like eyeball to eyeball. They to be well received.
From Ondo State comes the report that hard drugs, despite being banned substances, have continued to receive patronage. This development has placed a task on community leaders to assist government to end drug trade, especially the cultivation of cannabis sativa.
Drug abuse, drug trafficking, threat to national security and national unity.
The role of the traditional institutions should be defined in curbing the menace or the increment or increase in the cultivation of cannabis.
The need for government at all levels to work in a united and coordinated way is also encouraged. In Benin, Uduakobong Achibong, NTA News.
Away from substance abuse and crime prevention, concerted efforts and appeal made by both the federal and state governments to drivers of articulated vehicles to shift ground and allow contractors handling the Lambata-Lapia-Bida Road project to commence palliative work on the failed portion of the road has fallen on deaf ears as the protest enters its 4th day. The gridlock in the affected communities in Niger State has caused hardship on other road users as it has partially paralyzed socio-economic activities in the affected areas. Jones Ajay has an update.
As the road blockage embarked upon by the drivers of articulated vehicles protesting the closure of Minabida Road by the Niger State government entered its fourth day, they are still adamant by not shifting ground. The gridlock in Bidda has impacted negatively on socio-economic activities of the residents.
What we want first is that government should repair the road for us, and we will open the blocked road.
Way out, the road should be fixed. If it cannot be done permanently, it can be done temporarily to allow vehicular movement. That, I think, is the way to go.
If one petrol tanker here should blow off in flames, that means all these trucks, everybody here is not safe.
We reason with the state government itself, because if this road that government have spent a lot on it, if they should open it now, you see that within even 2 weeks, the billions of naira that has been spent there will become wasted.
Meanwhile, both the federal and Niger State governments in separate statements have appealed to the protesting drivers to shift ground to enable the contractor handling the project have access to carry out the palliative work on the failed portions of the road. The Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Works and Housing, Babangida Hussaini, made the appeal on behalf of the federal government. Similarly, the Niger State Governor, Abubakar Sani Bello, in a statement by his Chief Press Secretary, Mary Noel Berger, also noted that although the tanker drivers have the right to peaceful protest as a group, their action has greatly infringed on the rights of other commuters, describing it as very unfortunate. Governor Sani Bello called for calm, assuring that the state government is already liaising with Federal Controller of Works in the state to urgently repair the failed portions of the road. The situation on Lambata Mina Road is not different from that of Bidda, as commuters are also going through a hectic time due to the blockage of that axis by the protesting drivers. Jones Ajayi, NTA News.
Accolades have been pouring in from key players following the retirement of Kenny Obateru, immediate past Group General Manager, Group Public Affairs Division of NNPC. Dr. Obateru bows out of service after attaining the mandatory retirement age of 60. For many, the man who also headed the NNPC London office has redefined the corporate image of the NNPC internationally. Lydia Sampson has more.
Dr. Kenny Obateru assumed office as NNPC spokesperson at a challenging time in March 2020, right at the heart of the coronavirus pandemic when the world was on lockdown. Obateru, with the support of the leadership and staff of NNPC, hit the ground running by effectively publicizing the new vision and ideals of the NNPC under the Group Managing Director, Mele Kyari.
You could see from his early days in the corporation that he exuded confidence, competence, and capability.
A friend that metamorphosed to become a family member is a man of honor.
A quintessential gentleman. Most humble person I've come across with.
Besides being his yearly birthday along with that of his equally erudite twin brother, Dr. Tayo Obateru, a distinguished scholar and quintessential academia who lectures mass communication in the University of Jos in Plateau State, this year is a double celebration as they clocked 60. Dr. Kenny, after 29 years of service to fatherland in NNPC in various capacities, is bowing out with what many believe is an excellent record of not just making tremendous impact, but raising the bar and setting a benchmark.
We can say 100% humble, and I love him for that.
And so Kenny is a go-getter any day. From the time we were young, he was a more pushy person.
He's a very gentle and a nice man, a caring father.
And the man of the moment.
Yes, I think I consider myself a very lucky person to have had the opportunity of working in the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation. It's indeed a rare privilege where I got a lot of exposure, I got a lot of training. NNPC has done very well for me. I will continue to be a part of NNPC.
His colleagues are optimistic that the endearing qualities learned from the former DGM will continue to be deployed in taking NNPC to the next level. In Abuja, Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
Gombe State Governor Muhammadu Inuayaya has backed the traditional title of the Danmaji of Gombe. Emmanuel Akila reports that the Emir of Gombe, who conferred the title on him, says it is in recognition of his leadership direction, which touches the life of the common man in the state.
Is the messenger of the Emir of Gombe announcing Governor Muhammad Inuayaya as the Danmaji of Gombe. Danmaji means the Emir's advisor. The delegation is led by the former governor of Bauchi State, Ahmad Adamu Muazu, who is related to the Gombe Traditional Council.
It indicates the closeness of the title of Danmaji to the Emir of Gombe and to the palace.
The title is a reflection of the age-long cordial relationship between the governor's family and the Gombe Emirate Council, and a reward for the transformation drive of the Inuayaya administration.
The relationship transcends that of our parents and even our grandfathers. And the Emirate has considered us as part of the Emirate family.
This is to go to say that Danmaji has shown extraordinary performance in the areas of health, education, infrastructure.
I believe it's a mark of honor in the recognition of what I've been doing, so it will make me to do more, so that I will not disappoint His Royal Highness and the good people of Gombe.
It is the first time the title of Danmaji is conferred on a son of Gombe. In Gombe, Emmanuel Akila, NTA News.
2021 Women's Afro Basketball Championship ends. Bade Adeleye will bring us details of this and other sporting stories. Bade.
Many thanks, Elizabeth. Let's start on a good note and, with the cheering news. As Nigeria women's basketball team, the Tigers, have emerged winners of the 2021 FIBA Afrobasket Championship after beating Mali in the final on Sunday. The OTs, the ladies, put up a quality show from the start to finish of the women's tournament held in Cameroon for the past 1 week. The Tigers, who have already qualified for the 2022 FIBA World Cup, built to hold in Australia by the virtue of reaching the final in Yaoundé, went on to defeat Mali 70-59 to seal the continental triumph. Cameroon beat Senegal 53-49 in the third place encounter. Beautiful there for the Tigers. To karate now, the FCT Best of the Best Junior Karate Championship has ended in Abuja with talents who can go ahead to claim national and international accolades for the FCT and Nigeria at large discovered at the championships. Participants competed in different age classes of the kata and kumite events in the male and female categories.
So very glad. I'm very glad right now. I don't know how I'm feeling. I work harder and focus. It was really nice, and it has improved unlike last year's own, but it was also good.
It gives everybody the opportunity to express yourself and be who you are.
When we have championships like this, we begin to look at talent. So we select the talent that we can be able to train and take them to international competitions.
Last year I think we had about 100, but this year we had about 180 register. And from the talents exhibited, that the future for Nigeria is bright in karate.
Let's talk the round leather game now as a way of creating more interest in football and developing the sport, especially in the grassroots. The Nasarawa State government, through its sports ministry, has distributed customized balls to about 1,000 football clubs within the state. All the 13 local government areas of the state have benefited from the initiative known as One Team, One Ball.
And we pick that as an aspect that we can do that, because you can see football, the drive by His Excellency Engineer Abdullahi to ensure that football should be drawn into the ears of our own young persons who are into sports. Generally, that sport is no longer leisure. It's an economic venture. You can change the lives of so many people.
Away from football now, a two-day Chess Players Association of Nigeria League ended Sunday at the Media Center of the Moshood Abiola National Stadium, Abuja, where stakeholders called for more grassroots age-grade competitions to further improve their performances at international outings. Team Nigeria to the African Youth Chess Championship in Ghana finished with 4 gold and 1 silver medal.
It means a lot. Every child and girl has to aspire to achieve, apart from making the podium, to get an international rating. You discover that the highly rated players progress.
And finally, as part of activities marking the 2021 World Heart Day, about 2,000 Nigerians are set to participate in a 7.2 kilometers walk with former Super Eagles player Kanu Wako in Abuja.
You know what Kanu Heart Foundation has done, an NGO that has been taking care of people that are having heart-related problems. So Work Hard Day is to create awareness and also preach importance of exercise to people out there.
After Anthony Joshua couldn't give us the good news on Saturday, it's good that the Tigers have done us, so proud in Cameroon. It's back to Elizabeth.
Thank you so much, Buddy. In Sports Update ends the news segment of the program. Remember to stand with us at the NTA. Take action against rape and rapists. More to come with Jennifer after the break.
Do you know how stressful it is taking care of this 3 kids? Are you still there? If you're not getting me fresh meat, do you understand?
Okay, I'm at the
Can
meat.
you switch to video call, please? Okay, give me that one. The one by your side.
Okay, please.
Where do I buy all these things now?
Hey, go get Glow Berekete and call madam.
The heavyweight voice and data plan. Get 600 naira free credit plus 700% bonus on every recharge and up to 100% bonus on data plans.